Okay guys, hey, welcome back to the homestead. Today we're going to be talking about making your own chicken feed. And Nikki's already done a video previously last week about how to ferment your feed. So we're literally making our own feed, and we're taking 2 days worth of feed and stretching it out for 3 days with Nikki's fermentation process. Because for one, the fermentation really increases the nutrient content of your food and actually makes it a lot more digestible. So there's a lot of ingredients you can use to make your feed. This is how we do it, and I'm going to take you through that process, why we do it, how we do it, and what the cost benefit of it is. So in our feed, we use corn, wheat, rye, cottonseed meal, and rice bran. The reason we use these two here are kind of powdery, but that doesn't really matter because with the fermentation it all kind of blends into one feed anyway. But they have really good protein content. Now I know corn is kind of controversial to a lot of people. I personally don't care because corn is a high energy food, and our chickens free graze on our 1 acre backyard, but corn is high energy. That gives them a lot of energy to roam around. They're not going to be sluggish, and it's also going to help out your egg production because they have plenty of energy to produce eggs and free graze, which is a benefit. But like I said, you can make it out of anything you want. So other than the ingredients that we use, there's a lot more ingredients such as bulgur, farro, millet, sunflower seeds, and oats. All of those are good choices. Some of them are pretty pricey, especially the sunflower seeds. But these grains here are pretty reasonably priced. The corn that we use is actually about 45% of our mix. But like I said, there's plenty of benefits to corn. I personally don't have a problem with it. And because it is a lower protein, it really helps to regulate the protein content in your feed. That way you're not giving them too much or too little, because everything else here has a significantly higher protein content. So the corn plus or minus in your recipe is really going to help you nail the protein and fat content right on the money. That's another reason that we use it. A bag of corn is only $10. The cottonseed meal is $10. But why do we make our own feed? For one, it's a lot cheaper. Okay. 2, we know exactly what our birds are getting. And 3, there's no soy or other junk fillers in it. So Dunmore, which is a very highly rated brand from Tractor Supply, if you look at the ingredients, it has the leftover grain product for making alcohol in it, distiller's grain. I think it's $16 or $17.50 a bag, I think, and you're getting feed, but it's definitely not the best feed that you can get. And like us, I wanna watch what my birds eat. I eat their meat, I eat their eggs, and when you put junk into them, guess what? You're getting a junkier product than you normally would have. Now, say like this wheat here, for instance. The way that the Lord made that grain, it has all the vitamins, trace minerals, good fatty acids, and everything that your bird needs. And it's good for us too. That's why we grind our own wheat and make all of our own bread from scratch. The same way with the rice, same way with the corn. It has everything that your birds need in it. Another benefit of making your own feed is the cost. It is significantly cheaper than buying feed at the store. Like I said, that bag of Dunmore was $17.50 a bag. That comes out to 35 cents a pound. With our formula right here, and I'm going to go over that with y'all here in a minute, how to do the math and figure up everything. With our formula, we are making it for 24 cents a pound. That doesn't sound like a lot, 11 cents a pound cheaper, but it comes out to $5 and a little bit of change per 50 pounds of feed. Regular raw grains are going up, then you can guarantee yourself the laying pellets and stuff from the store are going to go up too, and there's no guarantee that they won't change the ingredients in it and start using even junkier fillers just to keep the price competitive on it. You should really stock up now. That's what we're going to do. And you might say, well, I don't really have room to put all that stuff. It's not a big deal. I mean, you can put all your grain on one pallet from the feed store and get them to plastic wrap it for you where it stays fresher. Or something we're considering is the IBC totes, the 250 gallons. You can literally cut a hole in the bottom and put a grain spout on it, and you can fill that up with grain. I mean, there's a lot of good options, but you should really, things are only going to get worse. You should seriously consider going and getting a lot of grain now. Like I said, full-grown birds, you don't have to crack any of this stuff. It is perfect just the way it is. So that's something to consider. Your local feed store chances are is going to have every one of these ingredients. And it's a really good mix. Our chickens are healthy, energetic, and we are getting a ton of egg production out of them. So this is our recipe that we use right here, okay? And you can find all these numbers are usually printed on the bag of grain or they're on a tag attached to the grain. Okay, corn, 7%, we use 3 pounds. That comes out to 21% for that 3 pounds. Same way with the wheat. 1 pound, it's 13%. Rye, 34%. We use a ½ pound of cottonseed meal at 41%. That's for a whole pound, so you divide it, multiply it times 0.5 for a ½ pound, you get 20.5. Same way for the rice bran. We use a ½ pound. It's 12% for a full pound. So when you do the math on that, you come up with 6. Okay, so you can do this and you can repeat this for the fat content and also the fiber if you want, but these birds with this recipe is getting more fiber than they need. So you do your math and come up with all your percentages, okay? Very simple 2nd grade math, okay? Then you add up all your poundage for a total pound mix. So you take your pounds, divide it by your total protein percentage, which is 94.5. So this mix that we're feeding our laying birds is 15.75% protein, and you repeat this for the fat content. Now, that's the minimum that you want to feed them, but corn can be as high as 9%. Wheat can be as high as 15%. So I went with the lower numbers on those to make sure that we're getting the bare minimum. Guys, we're here at the feed grinder. I have my corn, which is the only grain for this recipe that we're going to grind up. This feed grinder, they don't make this one anymore, but they have multiple different types. Now, they do have one that looks just like this. We'll try to find a link on Amazon and put that link in the description below. But this one comes with several different plates. It has a 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 4 millimeter, and 5 millimeter grind plate. So we're going to grind up our corn and then we're going to mix up our feed real quick. Okay guys, so we are done grinding our corn. Look at that nice cracked corn. So we're going to take this and mix it in with our other ingredients real quick. We have weighed out our 3 pounds of corn for this mixture. And we have our other 4 ingredients in here already weighed out and measured because none of these got ground. And then we're just going to mix our corn in with that. Alrighty. There you go. With very little effort, that is 6.5 pounds. With Nikki's fermentation, it's 6.5 pounds. So turn into about 12 pounds. And it's really just that simple. Anybody can do it. The feed meal does cost money, but it'll pay for itself in less than a year with your feed savings.
Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.